Hey guys.
Welcome to Friday Night Fish Talks.
Not yet.
Pre-game show.
Pre-game show. Welcome to the pre-game show. This is where we introduce all y'all as logging in. So go ahead and say hello and how
Let us
are
know
you?
you're alive out there.
Let us know you're live. Tell us how your week of fishing was. But while we're introducing everyone, Billy, let's talk about the success of that 2.5 week tournament.
Yeah, Fish the Blue was a awesome turnout. It was pretty cool to get to be actually, just get to see the community come together the way they did and what proceeds went to that family. Absolutely stunning.
It was insane. So the numbers y'all just saw on the screen, that did not include the initial GoFundMe. That was something put on by their friends or family. We had nothing to do with that. But the tournament itself, it was a lot more than just a tournament. It was auctions and raffles and music and entertainment, and the guy doing the auctioning from Storage Wars.
Yes.
That was awesome. That was too cool. And then just watching everyone that showed up that had nothing to do with fishing,
to be there for the event itself.
So we right now we're sitting at, as you saw, $129,000 from that tournament.
Insane.
68 registered boats. And just a good time for
Hundreds
a good
of
cause.
sponsors on it.
Hundreds. And there's still so many more. So guys, I do want to apologize. If you came and dropped off something like 20, 30 businesses and individuals did the day of, I did not have a chance to write it down. So I do apologize if you're not a banner, but
just know you're a part of it and pat yourself on the back. Appreciate it.
Seriously. So, and thanks to Gary Marriage from Nature Coast Financial Advisors. Now he's taking it over from here. So we did our part.
Way cool.
He's doing his. He's going to sit down with Michelle and figure out what the next steps are, where, help her figure out where that money should go to protect her in the long run as well, not just right now.
Absolutely. It's a good chunk of change to be able to work with.
Now, was anyone watching? Were any of you there at the tournament? Did anybody fish it? Give us some feedback. We might make it an annual thing. We'll see. We haven't even thought about it, honestly, but
for a 2.5 week planning period, it turned out absolutely stunning.
I could only imagine what we could do with our normal planning period, 3 weeks. So
yeah,
raise your hand if you won something.
yeah, let us know if you won something as well.
Go ahead, put it on the other.
Because you won twice, right?
Yeah, twice.
How many raffle tickets did you buy?
I think I donated like $240 to the raffle, so whatever that was, $10 a ticket, so 24.
24
plus
got
one free one every 5.
nice.
My favorite was our neighbor's. She I don't know. She bought 50 raffle tickets, I think, and her friend bought one that lives in Michigan. One raffle ticket.
That's so funny. Did she win?
The one raffle
Oh
ticket
my gosh.
won something. She didn't win anything.
That's
but
just the way it goes,
she
though.
did win the auction, the $1,000 spa package, and then a day of grouper fishing. So.
Oh, very nice.
But that was in the auction. So.
That sounds like a relaxing couple days.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the neighbor, isn't it?
Yeah, Miss Vicky. And they just signed up for the kayak tournament today. So.
That's awesome.
All right, guys, again, this is just the pregame show. What's that? Oh, this is just the pregame show. We're going to be getting started here soon. I think they're working on bringing up comments still, so just bear with us. It's going to be a fun one.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be a good week.
Hey, dude, I want to congratulate you on that motor.
Yeah.
Congratulate you on the... What is that? What is that?
Yeah, that's a dummy move.
They make things for that, Billy.
Yeah. Good old gloves would have been mighty handy.
Gloves, a tarp.
Yeah, that's permanent.
So what kind of paint was it?
It's called POR 15. POR 15.
So I want you to tell everyone how to correct your mistake that you made.
Well, yeah. For one, don't buy a classic truck that's completely rusted out that needs POR 15.
Now, first, before you tell someone how to correct this, what kind of waiting period are you looking at to have that?
So, talking to quite a few different people online, when I finally did the research on how to get this off when my home remedies didn't work, the soonest I have heard it was 3 weeks or when your skin decides to peel off. So There we go.
You know what you look like?
We'll count down.
You seen those movies, those witches, the ends of their fingers turn black?
Yeah, almost like frostbite.
Yeah, that's just what it looks like right there. I mean, that's impressive.
It's a mess.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so how would someone correct that, Billy?
Yeah, so by correcting it, one, don't buy an old rusty truck that needs it, and two, I would almost
Take it to a body shop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, let somebody else do it, or wear gloves and a hazmat suit. So it spreads almost as bad as anti-seize.
All right.
It goes everywhere.
Well, as you get skin everywhere, or skin or paint, or probably both.
Combo.
Sean, are we ready to roll into the actual show here? Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.
Beyond the woods, down the twists and the turns, through the marsh lies the knowledge needed to fish the nature coast.
Dude, he came all the way out of the water.
This is Friday Night Fish Talk.
You got me rubbing my hands out.
Sorry.
Welcome to
Friday Night Fish Talk.
presented by
The one and only.
Phillips Auto Group.
Gotta love them.
Gotta love them. And
I wonder if they'd have done this.
no, they wouldn't have. But they'll be here 1 week from tomorrow.
Awesome.
They're going to be lining up their fancy trucks from each of the dealerships out in the parking lot for the Ho 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 Fishing for Dough Kayak Tournament.
Can't wait to see.
And speaking of kayak tournaments, that is actually a part of tonight's,
The subject.
the subject.
Yeah.
It's the important part is how to fish a kayak tournament,
How to be comfortable fishing on it, how to prepare yourself to fish on one.
what to look for in
That's
Ozello.
exactly it.
So that being said, we brought in a specialist tonight, Jacinda from Jacinda. It's Jacinda's Kayak.
Sky Fishing Adventures.
So she is sitting on the couch with Captain Zach tonight.
The king?
She is the king. You're right.
No, Zach.
You're right. So we got the king and the queen. The king and the queen. Now what happened? So you got first place, Zach. We haven't talked about this yet. In King of the Bay.
Memphis and I, yep, first place.
You guys got first place. That was a redfish trout combined.
Yep.
And you guys got a boater come through, blow out your first spot, but that's what led you to start searching.
It was amazing. It worked out.
Everything happens for a reason.
Can't argue with that.
So, so we're talking kayak fishing, but we're also talking financial advice with our new sponsor.
Everybody needs help with that.
Everybody needs help with that. So we're just talking about Gary Marriage from Nature Coast Financial Advisors over there with Captain Louie at Tackle Table Talk. So they're going to be talking financials, but also talking fishing.
Awesome.
So, Billy, what's some of the stuff that you've seen with this weird transitional cold to hot, hot to cold,
With weather,
low tides, high tides, all over the board? What's some of the stuff you've been seeing on the airboat, real quickly?
fish are on the move. 100% on the move. Today was actually a day that I didn't see a whole lot of fish on the whole lot of trout on the reef today, where I was quite a few days ago. The trout, when the weather was nice and warm, were everywhere. I was mistaking them for mullet half the time. And today, good handful of redfish and snook out there, but I did not see a whole lot of the trout, so I'm assuming they either moved in or out. They're not there.
Got it.
But fish are definitely out there moving. Seeing a lot of redfish coming in further inshore, playing through Fish Creek Bay area, all the way into Pea Pass area. It's nice to see the fish are getting a little closer.
Good deal. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. That airboat fishing report was brought to you by Advance Auto Parts in Homosassa. They got us out of a huge bind. Saviors. We threw a piston right through the side of our airboat block.
Number 7.
3,000 hours later, that motor did its justice this year. It happens. They had to turn around for us in 3 days, right?
Yeah, from blow up to next tour, I think we're 6 days in it.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's
To have a motor ready, and that was cool.
It was awesome. So
Yeah.
I mean, guys, go check
Massive help.
those guys out and those ladies up there. They are very knowledgeable. That's not your everyday roadside.
You don't have to look your own parts up. They got you.
Just bring your serial number though. And then we've got some big surprises that we've been talking about.
Oh yeah.
For the ho fishing for dough.
10 by 20 foot something.
A 10 by 20 foot something. We're going to be announcing our special guest weighmaster tonight.
Sweet.
So you all met him 3 weeks ago. He was on the show. Mm-hmm. So Captain John Novi from the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. He is going to be the guest weighmaster. He's a character. He's a lot of fun, and he's a great guy. So we work side by side with him with the Fish for the Blue. So we're really excited to have him here.
Absolutely.
For the ho fishing for dough. Now the 10 by 20 announcement.
Yeah.
So I think we have a video, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play this video, and we can talk over it. So here it is. Drum roll, please. Jumbotron. Now that's a 12-foot ladder laid out in front of it.
That's gonna be.
So
awesome.
this is in my research, this is the first ever actual real deal Jumbotron that our friends at the Loft, Lollygaggers, and Kane's Cattle Company, they sponsored this. We want to bring this thing to the next level. We thought we might have been plateaued, from last year. We went all out, but this one, it's going to be huge.
Another huge.
So we're going to be doing interactive live scoreboards on it. We're going to do instant replays.
We're
going to do, sponsor shout outs. We're going to be having the PTZ on the roof, Sean, right? Nope, I left the face though. Watching the anglers as they come in, we can zoom right in and see what kind of fish they're getting ready to bring in to weigh in.
It's going to be sweet.
That Jumbotron's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So and then we got the Bob Hope band that's going to be playing on stage right next to it. Guys, come on down, this Saturday, or this next Saturday, December 10th.
Yep.
Even if you're not participating, we've got some great raffles. We've got auction items. We got the Tropical Tarpon food truck. We've got lots of vendors this year, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Pretty much everything is kicking off at 2 p.m., and it's going on, and the party is going to go until it
Last
stops.
person leaves.
Oh, and we got the Marker 48 Beer Garden, too.
Oh, yes.
And Cone Distributing just called us today, and they're donating a bunch of beer for it as well. So
can't argue with that.
100% net proceeds goes right to us personalized shopping for lots of children that need some help this holiday season. Needs a little extra holiday joy. So no Poor 15. Is that what it was called? Poor 15?
Yeah, Poor 15.
No Poor 15 for those that want to get into the body working world. All right, that being said, let's hit up the catch of the week and see what was caught this week. This is the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week. A huge Extreme Decalz was a huge part of the Fish for the Blue.
Yeah.
Huge part of it. So let's see what we got here. Brett Sherman.
See what I'm asking?
Oh yeah, look at that Ocam hat.
He looks happy.
Nice.
Where were you guys?
That's
here?
nice that deer just to lay down like that.
I would have been here a few years. So.
Caught it on a 6-0, I heard.
Captain Carlos with the famous
Look at
fly
that
fisherman
stance.
pose.
Never understood the on
Very
one
nice
knee
redfish,
picture.
Yeah, it is. Those are some
You
stud
ain't
reds. Look at the
joking.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Captain Carter Wad.
Yeah, very nice reds.
It looks like there's a. Can we go back to the photo real quick? It looks like a middle finger. Is Brody behind there? See the shadow?
That's funny.
All right.
Got the same hands.
All right, there it is again. Guys, remember, all those businesses and names there.
And a lot more.
Yeah, lots and lots and lots and lots more. So, Captain Gene Miller, he's been killing it.
He has, too. Getting out there in the Ginu with the one solo trips and been producing a lot of fish.
Yeah. Always coming with cigars, too.
Yep. That's a
There's
very nice
Miss
trout.
Jacinda's, is that a client?
Very nice.
21 and a
That's good
Good
trout.
deal, yeah,
that's
it
a
is.
good trout.
Sorry.
Thick, too. Miss Jessica, so she was at that's from
From Fish
Fish
with
for the
Blue.
Blue, yep.
Thing's got a big old head on it.
I think she's got 14th, if I believe, 14th or 12th.
Very nice.
Only one guide placed in that tournament.
It's awesome.
Could die.
Old Cody with
Miss
a
Cody.
big old 10.
See, that's how you're supposed to hold a deer.
Where
you're supposed
was
to
that out of?
smile.
Let's have a
Where did
good
they
good.
go? They went to Georgia?
Yeah.
Ellaville, Georgia.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's a kayak champ right there.
That's it.
Oh, Louie.
I've still yet to see a picture of him in a kayak, though. It's always outside of it or
There
holding
it
up.
is. There it is.
That's the winning catfish right there.
That's
It
what
really
won you-
was a catfish that you.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a.
It was an inches
Like Louie
tournament.
said, a win the
What kind of
fish.
catfish is that?
I have no idea.
Freshwater.
Those are weird.
Freshwater catch.
Those are weird looking mangroves behind you too.
That's what I'm saying. It's freshwater.
Did you put the other picture in there? You didn't put the picture of the actual fish? Jeez.
Like
So-
Sean said, you could hear that. You could hear that catfish coming, Louie.
So is that the catfish that won?
Yeah, that's the one that won the kayak when I was however old I was in that picture.
So what kind of kayak were you fishing in?
I think that was a Ride 135.
What did you do with the kayak you won?
I think we donated it.
Oh, nice. Good deal. There we go. There's
That's Rick.
Our gals.
the La Gales.
I think they went out with Shasty.
Yeah, that
That's what I
was
was gonna say. That's what it looks like.
the charter they won from the Nature Coast Showdown.
Nice. Yep. Put them on some fish.
Captain Teddy Choupet. I always love Teddy's photos. He always catches those moments that they're not actually posing.
I think he's just constantly taking pictures all day.
Captain Travis.
Is that
Nice
today?
redfish.
I was going to say, I thought that's what he was wearing today.
So Jacinda, is Travis going to be paddling his canoe or what for the tournament?
I don't think so. I don't think he's doing the tournament.
He's clear. He's got clarification about 10 times now on what is a motor. So
There's the Zachrys.
yeah, there's Team Zachary there.
There we go.
Are those weights that fell out from that?
The one that protruding out of its bottom half. Yep, that's what it is. A window weight, actually.
Window weight.
Yep. About 14 pounds in one fish right there.
Now, who got to keep the trophy?
I don't even know where it is.
Oh,
Memphis is out.
Yeah, Memphis. I answered that.
Zach kept the check.
We got a trophy?
I know I got that big old fake check in my house.
Did you keep that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good deal, guys. Well, that was the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're talking fishing, financials, and what's something else starts with F? Fantastic people.
There we go.
It is.
Be right back.
Hey, Gary, what you doing?
Oh, just going through the book, looking at some dash panels.
As nice as that sounds, what if we went and did something a little more custom? Do you know anybody that might be able to make a switch panel like this?
Let's go talk to Brian.
I think Brian would be a good idea for that.
Cool, let's go.
It'd be sweet.
Oh, Brian. Hey, man. What's up, Brian? Got a cardboard cutout. Can you make it into something for me?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right. What?
This is our dash panel complete. Just wanted to throw a huge shout out to Brian up there at Extreme Decalz. Nailed it. This is exactly what I had envisioned when I drew literally a cardboard cutout for this to become a true dash piece and showpiece at the same time. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm super stoked to see this thing on the water.
Hey guys, Captain Louie here. We're at Tackle Table Talk presented by Nature Coast Financial Advisors. We're lucky enough tonight to have Mr. Gary Marriage. Thank you very much for coming on here.
Thanks for having me.
Gary's the owner, correct, of Nature Coast Financial Advisor. Your office is just down the road?
Yeah, it's in Crystal River, Ocala, and Tampa.
Oh, really? There's 3 of them. So
There
you
is.
learn something new every day. So what do you guys do, for people and whatnot, and how did you guys get started doing financial advisory?
Well, I got started doing this about 17 years ago. Started out of the back seat of my car, believe it or not.
Perfect.
Times were a little different back then. I couldn't even
A lot of
afford
things
the.
start there, you know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I think that's where I came from too.
Yeah, there you
I'm not sure, but yeah, started 17 years ago. Grew it from there where we are now. I think in 41 states. Having a good time doing it, but basically we are a full financial planning office. So we do income planning, tax planning. Somebody has a 401k, an IRA. All the way to the estate planning, make sure somebody has a will, a trust, throw power attorneys, all that fun stuff. So it's a lot of fun, especially right now when things are kind of like.
I was about to say, yeah, my dad always talks about everything you just said, and I can't repeat it because he's the one that does it all. But
I didn't have these grays like 2 years ago. I'm just going to tell you right now, things are a little fun right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. We are definitely in a. You used the right.
Yeah,
motion.
It looks like the tide chart, right?
Yes,
You
every
just
day.
roll that over like the S&P 500. Looks about the same.
Yeah, we try not to get too much into the.
Yeah, you don't like the wintertime tide charts drops a little lower than the summertime.
We don't like that. We lose our lower ends on that too.
That's right. So like you said, you got a place here, so you can kind of. How many people do you have? People that work for you that help you out and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I could not do this all alone myself. I tell you what, I think we got 9 people here locally, and I got a couple other advisors, and then I've got attorneys and CPAs and accountants that we use too to help us with all the estate planning and the tax stuff. So it's tax season right now.
I was about to say, you're from what? From probably October, people start thinking about it until what is it? March, April?
We try to get them to think about it from January 1st to December 31st.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is taxes are going up in the future. In 2026, our taxes go back to what they were in 2017. So they're all going up about 17 to 20%. And our deductions get cut in half. So if you think taxes are high right now, 2026, January 1st.
So what he said was cash only for the next 2 years.
Exactly.
So, but Gary, you obviously you know the area well. You're a guide in the area. It's pretty cool that you came and sponsored us. And I also love fishing. What was your favorite kind of fishing around here? What did you do the most, or what do you do the most now? Or
I loved going offshore.
Yeah.
It was a little bit easier for me, I think, anyway, for offshore fishing. And then we never knew what we were going to catch. We just dropped down and just what was going to come up. And I love fish that would just try to pull you out of the boat.
Oh yeah.
I even lost a belly button from pulling a little too hard on a big Goliath grouper about as big as this table. That's for another day. That's another story. But I love grouper fishing. I love trolling. I love catching big amberjack. Cobia is my favorite fish to catch. I love watching cobia and run to that bait. Look at that. Goosebumps already coming up right now. Just thinking about it. So.
Yeah, I have people ask me all the time whenever we're out there. They're like, can we catch cobia? I'm like, the water's 63 degrees.
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen.
Not today.
You're right, though, when you said it, anybody can do it. I mean, Gary even catches groupers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nice.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good. You're laughing.
But I think that's kind of all we got tonight. But thank you very much for, sponsoring my table for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to come and see you here soon. My guy kind of moved around, so we're going to have to figure that all out. We'll just have to go with you. But thank you very much, Mr. Gary.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir. And we're going to go to a Bahio commercial.
Vagabond dreaming takes me through the night. Sipping whiskey by the river, living out of sight. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour toward the light.
Sabalitos.
When the sun does come, 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour till I'm done.
How's it going, guys? Captain Zac Zachry on the casting couch. That's the Ayinde Matthews State Farm casting couch. I tell you, what a guy. Really, really nice guy. He was sitting there talking to me a lot about life insurance and all kinds of stuff at the tournament the other day. Really, really great individual.
And it's something I forgot to talk about too for the King of the Bay.
He was our best neighbor.
Like a good neighbor, we threw the piston out the side of the motor the day before on an airboat, and next thing you know, it was like, man, like a good neighbor, and all of a sudden Ayinde shows up with a mud boat.
Like a genie.
Yeah.
Yep. Saved our bacon.
That's it. All right, back to you.
I tell you what really got me intrigued about Louie's section over there is how do you lose a belly button? Like, Gary, you have to elaborate on that story. Like, did it fall off or I don't quite get it, but.
Busted out.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I don't need to know anymore.
Wow, Zach.
It fell off.
Sensitive subject, too.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
Anyway, all right. So, guys, we've got a huge kayak fishing tournament coming up. That's the Ho 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 Fishing for Joe. Fishing for Dough tournament. All right. Jumbotron. All kinds of really cool stuff happening here. And we have a kayak fishing guide, Jacinda, right here. Okay. She is going to go over all kinds of helpful tips for you guys. As for what do you bring on your boat? What kind of tackle you're throwing? You throwing live bait? Are you throwing cut bait, artificials? How many rods do you bring? How big's your net? How big's your tackle box? I know me, Louie, Gary, Billy, when we fish tournaments, we try and, have everything really, really simple. And I'm assuming you would do that on a kayak because you have, only a limited amount of room there.
I don't know. People tell me that, it's like I take everything but the kitchen sink, but,
Come to find out she's got one on there, too.
I actually had one at the house one day. I was going to put it on there.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, no. So I don't know where to start.
Let's go over tackle first.
Tackle. Okay, so now I'm just going to throw it all off.
Yeah.
When I go out there, I always make sure I have live bait and cut bait,
okay.
Artificials, everything, because you just never know what's going to be biting that day.
Sure.
I can go out there yesterday and catch everything on just live bait, and tomorrow I'm going to go out there and only catch on artificial. So I always make sure I have both. So for tackle, of course, I want to have suitable for both. I only use circle hooks.
Nice.
Jig heads, and sometimes the twist lock hooks. I don't really use those that much anymore. I don't
Gotcha.
know why. I'm a very simple person. I don't like to change stuff out, so I'm going to use whatever I can,
So now you're talking about live bait on the kayak. What kind of system do you have set up to keep your bait live on that kayak?
I use one of the little insulated bait buckets with an aerator.
Oh, cool.
For the pinfish.
Okay.
If I'm just taking shrimp, I just do the cooler with ice and just put it in there because it's a lot more cost efficient. If you have an insulated bucket, you don't have to change the water out all day. You don't have to drag it along behind you. It's really just very convenient.
And about how big is that container?
It's one of the round ones. You
Okay.
go to Walmart and get one.
Or
I'm sure
Ozello Keys Marina.
every tackle shop
I'm a
carries
Walmart
them.
shopper myself for tackle, but spoons and all kinds.
The only thing I get from Walmart are my jig heads. I like the Strike King jig heads to use.
You're the
for my
other
shrimp.
person that wipes the. I go in there and I take every single one off the shelf, and sometimes I go in there and there's 0 packs. I'm like, someone beat me to it. But I've got a question. For these guys fishing the tournament, and whether they have a live well or not, I know I struggle with this all the time. I use a lot of mud minnows, but when I try and put pinfish in those live wells, I don't use them much in there in my small boat. But how many pinfish would you recommend somebody bring on tournament day that they're going to stay alive in that container without,
No, the smaller your container, the less pinfish you're going to want. They need air. They have to breathe. They have to have they're actually really nasty, so you have to change out the water all the time. So if you're anything, okay, wait a minute. A lot of people use cast nets. I can't throw a cast net to save my life.
A cast net off a kayak?
Yeah.
That would be impressive.
So the only time I've ever been able to do it is the very first time I tried. I caught about a dozen
Pilchards.
No.
Pinfish?
Mud minnows.
Creek chubs.
Grouper.
Oh my gosh.
Butt minnows?
No.
Finger mullet.
Needlefish.
Finger mullet.
Finger
Oh, there you
mullet.
go. Okay, nice. That was
that was my next
I
guess.
Get on a kayak. That's pretty good.
But I have not been able to get the net to open after that. I think it's just too many different lessons with too many different ways to do it. So I literally have one of those little Walmart ugly sticks. It's yay big and a tiny little rod. One little hook, and I catch them one at a time.
Okay.
So if you know the pinfish are around, that's really convenient. If you're struggling to get them, just sit in one spot when you find them, catch a few, and then, move on your way.
Would you say a dozen?
A dozen is,
Nice.
that's plenty.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you got the live well on the boat, so you'd recommend that for the tournament. You got your shrimp. Now, what kind of artificials, without giving away too many of your secrets, are you going
I'll
to be
tell
using?
everybody my favorite bait.
There we go. Let's hear it.
It's
I love
the
it.
Mirror. I'll try to tell everybody.
All right.
Mirror Little John Watermelon Gold Copper
Oh,
Glitter.
God.
I was
That
hoping
is
you were
where
going to say
goes
watermelon red.
No.
She's gold.
Oh, you didn't say watermelon red.
No, she
no.
said watermelon gold. No,
Write
she
this
said
down.
watermelon
Copper,
gold.
gold, whichever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
one.
that watermelon red one's junk, though.
There's barely a difference in those lures,
I
but
know.
I really don't catch anything on the water or the red glitter. I catch everything on the copper glitter.
Kid me just said, no, that's
From February to
no.
November.
I agree with you.
literally.
Watermelon
Get off this
gold
couch.
is second to watermelon red. But anyways, let's go on to a different. Let's go on to a
Okay, so
different
I'll
subject.
challenge you. We'll go out one day on
In a
kayaks,
kayak.
though.
Yes.
Kayak, yes.
No.
You use red, I'll use
Then you have to admit
copper.
she's right.
Jacinda, you
I'll tell you
could
what, I'll
use
sit in the front of the boat. You can paddle me around. Maybe we can do that. But outside of that,
I'll tow you.
I fished this tournament last time.
Uh-huh.
I had a horrible experience. No one let me know that you sit in a kayak. Your butt is wet all day.
Oh, you
all
must have
day.
had a terrible kayak
I
because
probably-
mine's not.
I borrowed it from Gary. He probably put
Oh,
holes in
sorry,
it.
dude.
Oh, I made sure to give him the.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. I'm cramped up. My knees are above my head, and I'm trying to do a power cast.
So,
It's just,
look. So if you're gonna have there are way too many better kayaks than whatever you were on.
Oh yeah, I'm
Because
sure.
they have elevated seats now. Get yourself an elevated seat. You're sitting up there. It's almost in a recliner. There are times I lean my seat back. I put my feet up on the bucket and I just sit there.
Guys, aerator,
I'm comfortable.
shrimp, elevated seat.
Elevated seat.
Okay,
Yes.
watermelon gold.
Gold.
Forget watermelon red. All right.
It doesn't work in a kayak.
Real quick, just in circling, somebody's asked a question about the artificial. So the
Okay.
watermelon gold is the soft plastic. Are you throwing a heavy jig head, light? Do you have a preference in color on the actual jig head?
With the color, no, not really. I use chartreuse, I use red, I use white, I use the no color whatsoever. You know.
I know what ounce jig head she's using because I know which
What? Tell me.
rack is
Tell me.
wiped out, an 1/8 ounce. Yeah. No, I know which rack is wiped out. Believe me.
The rack
Okay.
is empty.
So-
That's funny.
So in Ozello, where I fish, the water goes from this to this to this to this to this constantly. So, and I always say I'm a lazy fisherman. I can't stand having to change out my lures, my what size jig head I'm using, because right here it's 6 foot deep, but right next to it it's 2 foot deep, 6, 5, 2, 3. Yeah. So I just stick to the 1/8 ounce jig, and if I'm in a deep hole, I just let it drop longer.
Yep, that's it.
There's no point in changing out constantly.
I've got two questions for you.
Wastes my time.
Legitimate questions too.
Okay.
Something I've always wondered.
Let's see if I have an answer.
Fishing out of a boat, if there's an area that's just not happening, let's say you went and pre-scouted the day before, there was mullet just loping everywhere, everything was right, but the next day, everything's different. No mullet. Do you spend time, and I'm talking about a tournament where you can't load up and go to another ramp, do you spend time there, or do you just paddle until you find what's working?
I'm going to keep moving until I find something that's working. I mean, I'll sit for a little bit because I'm mostly live bait. I love my live bait. I get way better results with my live bait than I do my artificials. Others get great results on artificials. I don't care how you catch your fish, but I like my live bait. So I'm going to anchor, I'm going to fish a spot for a few minutes, but if it's not getting anything, and the same with my charters, you know, if after, say, 10 minutes, nothing has happened, I'm not going to stay there, you know. For the most part, if there's a lot of mullet around and you're still not getting anything, I'm not going to waste my time.
What's too far mileage-wise to move and then come back to?
It depends on who it is. You know, kayaking is a lot different, especially if you're paddling. If you don't have a pedal drive or a motor, it's a lot of physical work. So it all depends on what, you know, your
like a half
personal endurance. Yeah.
Oh, quarter
half
mile.
mile's not that far.
You said it depends who it is.
Yeah.
Quarter mile.
Me?
I'm done. No, me.
Are you asking me?
I'm talking about me. I was asking for me.
How often do you kayak?
Next, what's that, Sean? Oh, we got a question. All right. First of all, I think I've kayak fished 3 times in my life. Every place in Ozello looks fishy. How can you eliminate a lot of unproductive water?
Well, you're going to look for the mullet. You're going to look for points. There are so many different ways to answer this question. Yeah. It depends on the time of the year. It depends on the level of the water. Which way if the water's flowing, you always want flowing water.
If you could give people that's never fished here before 2 answers to that question, let's say for this week. 2 things to look for. Mullet, you said was 1.
Mullet.
What would be
Mullet's
the
always
next?
one. Year
Oh,
round,
absolutely,
so
yeah.
That's kind of, you know.
What would be the next most important thing for them to look for as far as a bottom structure, flow of water, anything?
Oyster bars, any kind of point where the water is flowing good, and any kind of bait jumping out of the water, or you know, you'll see the mullet swimming around. Anything where there's good movement.
Yeah, I agree. Activity.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so my next question, and I'm sure that I could tell by Zach's face, he's got a pile of questions still on kayak fishing. My next question, do you ever find yourself live bait fishing off this side, but then artificial fishing off this side? Do you?
And then live bait out front, too.
And then live bait, okay.
Yeah. The more you have out there, the better the chance you have of catching fish.
I agree.
I've actually hooked into 3 fish at one time doing that.
What do you do then?
Did you land all 3 fish?
Same question she asked herself. Now what do I do?
Yeah. No, you
just sit out there.
You figure it out while you're out there. I mean, you just have to go with the flow. Shoot,
What
was
rod's
your
bent
original
over
question?
the most?
Do I fish both? Yeah, always. The biggest thing is I don't do my live bait and my artificial like on the same side or the same area. Your live bait's over here. If you're casting your artificial over there, splash, 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 splash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's gonna alert the ones you want to come eat your live bait.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, live over here, artificial over here, and yeah, I've caught a lot of fish doing that. I hooked up on a 31 and a 31.5 inch at the same time.
Dang.
One on live, one on artificial. Same time. Oh,
Yeah, that had to
was
keep
fun.
things interesting.
So your boat gets pulled one way at one moment?
No, dude, because you
One way.
anchor. You're fishing live bait. You really should anchor.
So let's talk about an anchor on a kayak. I had an anchor on the kayak. Okay.
It was
I
cinder block,
tie it
wasn't
off the back. You know, I throw the anchor out overboard. I don't know what's going to take over. The current, the wind. I guess you never really know.
No.
But I find myself casting backwards to try and get to it.
You do that too?
Well, no, it is solely
My
because
clients always look
I
at
could
me so
see him
funny. I'll
doing
be
that,
like, here,
too.
watch this.
well,
and I'll
once
cast.
you're in the kayak, you can't just reach back and untie the rope from the back of the boat.
Anchor trolley.
That's
You-
news to me. I
No,
don't even know what that is.
So, okay, unless you have a micro power pole or, you know, a stick pin. Even with a stick pin, you can use an anchor trolley. But in Ozello stick pins, I haven't taken mine out of my garage in 2 years.
Let's touch on the anchor trolley.
Anchor
I'm curious.
trolley.
about
Well,
this.
yes. So it helps you position your kayak.
Okay.
So you know, if the
So I'm assuming, I'm
really
thinking trolley on a track.
Yeah.
your anchor's hooked to it, and so you can just move it wherever you'd like.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did not know that was
And
even a
that,
thing.
that will position your kayak.
Okay, cool.
The only thing is, so one of the hardest things about kayak guiding is I have to tell my clients when and how to anchor. It's all a guess because I'm telling you, those trolleys defy physics 100%. Because if you think you drop it this way, slide that little ring to the back so that you're, you know, supposed to aim that way. The wind's going to blow and you're going to be facing that way. You know, that's you know, the only bad part about kayaking, in my opinion, is you really can't determine which way you're going to sit. But if the best thing to do is just drop your anchor, see which way the wind and the current are going to push you, because a lot of times they work separate directions, and then slowly move your trolley to adjust yourself the best position. But
And then how big is your net? Like the net I brought was the net off my skiff. So things like
it's
6
big enough
feet
to get
long.
my fish. So.
Well, there we go. So I guess it must be 4-foot hoop.
She says she
No.
brings a cast net.
No, I don't. I honestly, I don't even own a cast net anymore. So
I'm just
no.
thinking your kayak, it must be like 20 feet by 5. I mean, I got 5 rods. I got a live well. I got a cooler with shrimp.
Sink.
You got your drinks in there. Trolley anchors. I mean,
My tackle box.
tackle
and,
box.
You know.
How big's
my-
your tackle box? That's something some of the viewers might want to know. Is
So
it one tray? Is it?
Yay big.
Okay.
I didn't measure it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I took the tag off of it, and so out of sight, out of mind. Don't
Yeah.
know how big it is. It's yay big.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like a cooler lunchbox.
Okay.
Like that right there.
Nice.
Foot by foot.
You know, this is one thing I've noticed just by talking to you for a few minutes, Jacinda. It sounds like you are more focused on what should be focused on, what's outside of the kayak.
Yes.
What I mean, it's
Fish.
well, the reason why I'm saying this, I've seen so many kayak fishermen come through here, and they have this insane equipment and setup and all this crazy stuff. But I really don't think there's anyone that catches more fish in Ozello off a kayak than Jacinda. Keep it
I'd have to
simple.
agree with that,
Focus on fishing.
I saw a guy last tournament looked like a spider out there.
Oh yeah.
He had clips and lanyards. I mean, there must have been 13 of them coming off of his chest, and all I could think is, dude, I wouldn't even be able to put a chew in without
Well, and that's
getting out of everything.
So
I mean-
so I have a GoPro with the boomstick on it, and I keep that behind me. I don't video my catches and stuff like that very often because, I'm not very good with technology, so I don't know how to tell it to turn itself on.
Yeah.
So I have to turn it on myself, and I found that if I try to video my catches, then I lose my fish in the process of trying to get my camera set
Sure.
up. So, but, you know, I have it to take a small video. I'll clip a shot off, you know, the video for my photos and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't have a lot of accessories. I have no electronics. I have my phone. So people ask me, what kind of fish finder do you have? Just me. Just me.
Right there.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, less is more in my opinion. I mean, yes, it does look like my kayak's loaded down and I've got all this stuff on it, but you know, like I said, I'm usually on it a lot, so.
Nice.
You showed me the photo earlier, and it's not what it's not what I was thinking after talking to you.
I had a smaller cooler.
It's what you need to go out fishing.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't
be
look
healthy.
over clustered like you would expect.
Yeah.
Right.
So we are running out of time. Jacinda, Zach, is there anything else you guys can think on that would help anyone that's really fishing this area? We have a lot of kayak fishermen that are coming from down south
Right.
for this tournament. There's no more kayak tournaments this year
Structured.
down south. Northport, Fort Myers, they've canceled all the tournaments because of Hurricane Ian and the destruction.
Makes total
So,
sense.
where can you launch for the tournament?
Here, John Brown, and the end of the road ramp. Irish
Which
Cove.
ramp would you recommend launching at?
I always, doesn't matter what for or what time of year, I always recommend the end of the road because you have the option to go out further
Okay.
to the, you know, the
Outside
deeper water,
keys
the
and stuff like-
outside,
yep.
or you can go into the backwaters.
Okay, nice.
And I mean, it's right there one way or the
Yeah.
other, and you can do both on the same day.
Nice.
So that's what I always recommend.
Give you
There
the
you go,
best of
guys.
both
Jacinda,
worlds.
thank you very much for all your
Thank
information.
you.
Guys, again, thanks for watching. We're
Going to a commercial.
Phillips Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Ocala has been serving North Central Florida since 1997. Family owned and operated, Phillips' knowledgeable sales staff will help you find the right vehicle for your needs. Join the Jeep Club, tow a boat in a new truck, or feel the power of Mopar performance. Come to Phillips Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Ocala and get your dream ride, or visit us online at phillipscjdr.com today.
Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna make up a question real quick for the Reel of Fortune giveaway. So tonight we're gonna be giving away this whole box of DOA shrimp. We're gonna be giving away a free entry to the tournament that can be transferred. So if you're already entered and you have a friend that wants to enter, you can give that a pass. And then Gary's giving away a free consultation.
That's right.
Because you do free consultations anyway,
That's right. So it's free.
It's free. Just get some squeeze on it. Yeah, there we go. All right. There it is.
USB over here.
Oh, there we go.
Gotta do the best Vanna.
I'll just clip that on. All right. We're going to think of a question here. Let's see. You guys talked about your first occupation, right?
Right. I don't think I did.
You did not.
No. Louie didn't
First
ask me.
occupation?
Louie didn't
How
ask
about what is the anchoring system called on the kayak?
Deal. What's the anchoring system? What's
Oh, that's so easy though.
so? Oh,
That's too easy. Oh,
okay.
That was pretty easy too.
The
Go for
color. What is Jacinda's favorite color
I think too many people
of the
get that, too.
artificial? So the first 6 people to answer that correctly, her favorite color. It's a Little John. But what's the color? The exact color name.
Has to be the exact one.
The exact name. So the first 6 people to answer that correctly is going to get added to the Reel of Fortune. That is a mean machine, Gary.
All right.
All right. You're a big guy.
I won't let you down.
Listen,
I hope it doesn't fall on the ground.
A lot of people take it easy on that thing,
Okay.
but a lot more people have spun it too hard and it falls off. So.
All right. So make sure it just doesn't go out there in the water, right?
What's that? So I'm sure we're gonna have 6 people here on the board. Does Bree know the answer? She does not. The answer is not Busch Light.
It's not there yet, huh?
So she's writing it down. Now remember, guys, it doesn't come in. It comes in different on our screen than it does on yours. So the first 6 people to answer correctly, the first 6 people to enter it, goes directly to our system. You might have an iPhone 2 that comes in a little slower, so just keep that in mind. So these are the 6 names that answered it correctly. So Gary, give that thing a spin. Whatever figure it lands on that's matched up with the
It's
name
gonna be the winner,
here,
winner, chicken dinner, huh?
that's gonna be the winner chicken dinner. DOA shrimp, free consultation from Nature Coast Financial.
You got it.
And then a free entry to the Ho 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 Fishing for Dough that can be transferred to a friend.
It's awesome. Now, which way do you want me to spin this? You want me to go this way or this way?
What is the right way to spin? Have we figured that out?
It's this way.
This way, huh? Okay.
Clockwise.
All right.
Trading sides.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get it this way. Let's just go this way.
Well, they go that way.
This is my better angle anyway.
He's
I
a
think,
lefty too.
like
See, it's
Zero
already set up as a lefty.
I'm right-handed.
Oh,
Remember?
well-
I just fish left-handed and golf left-handed and all that stuff too. All right.
One of
You
those
ready?
weirdos.
You ready? Here we go. Yeah.
That was a good one.
All right.
Nice and
That
smooth.
was a good-
nice
I was trying not to rip it off the wall.
What do we got here?
Shrimp.
Got the shrimp.
Stop it. Just stop it. I quit. Rick Largell.
Dude wins everything.
It's insane.
Rick, send me your $20, okay, buddy, for your new DOA shrimp.
It's either Rick or Jessica. They always win.
Jessica wins a lot,
Jessica wins a lot.
but Rick wins a
Yes.
lot. Guys,
awesome.
thank you so much,
Thank
Jacinda.
you.
Good luck next weekend.
Thanks.
Gary,
Thanks, buddy.
Dude,
That
I
was good.
appreciate everything.
Yeah, man.
And
Of course.
I'm going to be stopping by to get set up for a trust fund.
Sounds good.
So I feel like that's an important item. I don't know if you guys talked about that or not, but that protects those little guys,
It
your
does.
family, your future. So it's not all about, like we talked about in the boat earlier, it's not all about bonds and stocks. It's about protecting your future and
So much more to it.
So
Yeah.
Gary's going to get you set up in the right way. And then Jacinda, if somebody wants to book a charter, a guided kayak fishing trip, do they need their own kayak?
No.
You have them.
I supply up to 2 kayaks. I take 2 people at a time. If you want a third, you'll have to bring your own kayak, but I'm more than willing to bring you. I supply rods, I supply bait. The only thing you need is a cooler with food and drinks. But I am catch and release. If you want to keep your fish, you've got to clean them yourself.
Hey, cool. I'm going to start using that too. And then if they want to book you, how do they do so?
You can do it on Jacinda's kayakfishingadventures.com or text me 352-418-5182 or Facebook message or, you know.
And Gary,
I'm all over Facebook.
What's the best way to make an appointment with one of your offices?
You can go to naturecoastfinancial.com or 352-794-6044.
That's Friday Night Fish Talk, guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. We will see you next weekend as the live broadcast at the captain's meeting with the Jumbotron. Super pumped about that. Thank you all so much, and we will see you soon.
Awesome. I don't know where it came from. Tune in this Friday. Tune in this Friday. Because what? Damn. I quit this place.